Hi, I'm Mark, and welcome to What's Brewing. Today I'm sitting down with David Hines, owner and operator of Huya Craft Coffee out of Youngsville, Louisiana, for part 2 of his interview. But before we get into it, let's go ahead and roll that beautiful B-roll. David, thank you so much for joining us again.
Hey Mark, I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. So in case people didn't see the first part of the interview, go ahead and tell them who you are and what you do.
My name is David Hines. I'm one part owner of Huya Craft Coffee here in Youngsville.
Awesome. So craft coffee. So where did your passion for coffee start out?
I probably got it from my brother. He was big into the coffee game, and I had actually wanted to start his own coffee company back in 2012 or 13. So I got it from him, and then in 2015, I had a cup of coffee and things just kind of went from there.
Amazing. So whenever you first started drinking coffee to now, how has your palate changed?
Night and day. Yeah. My first trip down coffee was very sweet, very dessert style coffee drinks. Java chip Frappuccino is how it all started from Starbucks. And I rode that train for a while. And then I had specialty coffee for the first time later in 2016. And that completely opened my eyes to what coffee can be. And here I am.
So now what you drink? Because you started off extremely sweet. What's it at now?
It's just straight black coffee, or I really like espresso. So I've been exploring ristretto shots, double ristrettos, and double shots of espresso.
If you're not familiar with those terms, go to Huya Craft Coffee and try it out yourself.
Yeah. It's really fun watching how coffee prepared different ways or grinded different ways or put under different pressure or different temperatures or different filters. What that'll do to the flavor profile and the mouthfeel and just overall experience. So you can take the same bean and have it as espresso, as a filtered coffee, or as a metal filtered coffee through like a full immersion, like a French press. Same exact bean from the same bag, and it will taste completely different each time. The mouthfeel will be different. It's really interesting.
Now, there's one thing whenever I first met you guys and I first went over there that we did was a brew trilogy. Mm-hmm. And kind of what you're explaining is something that y'all do in that brew trilogy. Yeah. So if you could, for the people back home, what is a brew trilogy? So
it's an experience for that we do it in pairs of 2. So you can either be 2 people at the slow bar or 4. And what it is just what I just explained. We offer whatever bean we have on espresso at the time. We'll brew, each of you and your guests will each get a shot of espresso. You will each get a 6-ounce serving of a pour over through a filter, and then you each get a 6-ounce serving of a full immersion, usually a French press. You each get a 6-ounce serving of that. And we time it to where we get them all done at the same time, so they're all fresh, and you get them, and you get to try each one through each brew method. And it's the same bean. So right now it's Fire and Brimstone by Rev. And so you'd have that prepared 3 different ways in front of you. And during all of this, I show you different grind sizes and different methods, and we explain the process of the brewing. And then you also get a meal. You each get a meal and a dessert to share.
It's awesome.
Yep, it's really cool. It's we're at one of the few shops that I know of that are doing this.
Yeah, it's kind of almost it's equivalent to, let's say, if you're a wine connoisseur or a bourbon connoisseur, a person that would go and do a wine tasting. It's a very similar kind of aspect of something brought to coffee. Yep. Me as a person who doesn't drink, I appreciate it.
Yep. And you can get it on decaf as well. We have a really good single origin decaf bean that's if you have it side by side with the caffeinated shot, it tastes just as good.
That's awesome. So what with Huya and doing stuff like a brew trilogy and everything like that, what were some of the inspirations, different shops that y'all been to maybe that were inspirations to y'all into building the business that you have now?
Some shops that we took inspiration from is obviously Rev, and just the quality that they have there, for how they build their drinks. They also they go at it sometimes like almost like a bar with their mixology, and so we take some inspiration from there. Design wise, Lighthouse was a big inspiration for design. It's a great little shop out of Baton Rouge. Man, that's a great question. Every shop I've ever been into, I drew inspiration from, whether good or bad. Yeah, one of the things for us that we, just my experience is going into coffee shops, especially the type of coffee shops that we have. Customer service always seemed to be lacking, and that's not an issue here locally in a lot of the shops, but especially in some other places that I've been to. And I knew that I didn't want that for our shop, and so that's one of the things that we push hard is great customer service and experience and value. And I want people who come in to feel valued, and I want them to know their value as they walk out. Little stuff, just acknowledgement, saying, hey, relationships like what we've started just from y'all coming in. So
I'll definitely say it's really nice to walk into a coffee shop and I don't have to say my order.
Yep.
They just already have it.
Yeah.
To me, that's the best. That's amazing customer service. That your staff remembers those kinds of things.
Yeah. We have a lot of people who come in the shop, and I've explained this to staff that that we have great coffee, and I'll compare our coffee to any of the great ones that are around here. But a lot of people come to our shop for the experience they have with our staff, and just sometimes they come for the staff. We have really good staff.
That's awesome. So this is the last question. It's kind of more of just kind of final thoughts on if you were to say one thing about Huya Craft Coffee that would want somebody to come and visit it, what would you say? Tell them.
Ooh, great question. Huya Craft Coffee is where coffee is not just made, it's crafted. And we mean that. We really do craft our drinks. We have our signature drink series that's going on right now. It's our winter drinks. And just in general, we try to craft all these things. We make every sauce that's in the shop. Every syrup that's in the shop except for the sugar-free. We've developed these recipes. We make all the pastries. We just do a lot of things from scratch or close to. We put a lot of work and effort into it, and we're really proud of what we have.
That's awesome, Dave. Well, as a person who's not only a customer but also a friend, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Mark.
No problem. Well, that's going to do it for us here over at What's Brewing. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button, crush that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell to keep up to date with videos that we produce. But until the next one, have a good one.